Hi guys, welcome to yoga class. Thanks so much for being here, for showing up for yourself, for your practice. This is a very interesting time that we're living in, and one of the benefits that we can look at in this time is the ability to practice from our very own home space. So if you're watching this class now, you're probably practicing from your home or somewhere really comfortable, a safe space. And you probably have enough room for your mat. You might want to grab some blocks as a helpful prop. And then just start to think about any other things you might want to include, like a folded up blanket or a pillow, anything that might assist you to get more comfortable in your practice. Besides props, think about the temperature. So for me today, it's pretty cold. So I've got on a layer that I'll probably take off later once I get a little more heated up. I've got a space heater in the room, so it might start to feel like hot yoga to me at some point. But really think about how you can set your environment up to nurture yourself during your practice. The more comfortable that you can set things up, the more likely you are to stick with your practice. So as we start with our practice today, I want to share with you a little box that I recently got. It's called Buddha Wisdom. And inside this little box, it says the truth of Buddha. Excuse me. So in the box are several little cards and they all have messages. So I find that sometimes when I'm about to start my practice, sometimes I can use a little inspiration. Sometimes I have my own theme, my own intention, and sometimes I want something external. So I'm just pulling the top card from the box and it says, give thanks for what has been given to you, however little. So start to think about what you can give thanks to. Maybe you're thankful for having the time and space for this practice. Maybe it's something else that you're thankful for. Close your eyes, bring your gaze inward, settle into your comfortable seat, and simply marinate on what you want to give thanks to. Maybe simply giving thanks to this amazing body that allows you to move. And keeping the gaze inward, start to connect with your breath. Take a deep inhalation through the nostrils all the way to the top of the breath. And when you're ready to exhale, release the air slowly. Continue to breathe with intention. Notice your torso. You might feel a slight movement. The chest expanding on the inhale breath and softening on the exhale. As you connect and bring awareness to this breath, notice if any other intention is coming up for you. Notice how you feel in your body now at the start of your practice. Feel your seat grounded down. And feel the crown of your head rising up. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And gently start to flutter the eyes open, coming back into the space. Notice your legs. Try to position one leg in front of the other. If it's uncomfortable for you to bend your knees, you can open the knees wider, open the legs wider, extend the legs, set up how you need to. As we come into our first stretch, our first posture, this is going to be to open up the hips and the back. So you'll feel in the back depending on how much you fold forward. So we can start off by taking our fingertips in front of the legs. Reach the fingers forward. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Lower down. You might come onto your forearms, and you'll likely feel the stretch of the hip that you have the leg in front of. So my right leg is in front of my left, so I'm feeling this at my right hip. With each exhale, see if you want to fold a little deeper. Just giving time to release any tension, congestion that you might have in the hip. And on your next inhale, rise up. Now, as you rise up, take your hands behind you, feel the palms connect, make kickstands with your arms, and then lift the hips, press them up as you inhale. Exhale, lower them down. Find center. Now take the leg that's in front, bring it behind. Reposition the legs. Take the fingers back and front, take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, walk the hands forward, start to lower down. Notice how much you want to fold forward. And notice that the deeper you fold, the more you're going to feel sensation in the back space. Now feeling the stretch at the opposite hip. Hips stay grounded. Take another full round of breath. Inhale, rise up. Crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Take your hands behind you. Make your kickstand arms. As you inhale, lift the hips, press them forward. Exhale, lower down. From here, open the feet. Bring the soles of the feet together. And start to notice how this feels for your knees. So if this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can open up the ankle by sending the feet forward. If you're pretty open in the hips, then you might bring the feet closer towards the body. This is up to you. Set it up how you need. Inhale, reach the crown of the head up. Exhale, lean forward. Now, as you lean forward, pay attention to the knees. For any discomfort, send the feet forward. Create more space. Take care of your body. Now, feeling the stretch. Notice what's happening in the back as you fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Now, while I have my feet here, I'm going to go ahead and take my socks off. For grounded positions, this won't matter very much, but once we're standing on the mat, we're going to want a little more stability. So the skin on the mat grip is going to be easier for that. But for now, taking another grounded posture, let's open the feet wide, open the legs wide. So we're coming into a straddle leg position. From here, first we'll start off by pointing the toes, so we're stretching the tops of the feet. And then we'll flex the feet. Now let's match the movement with our breath. So inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet. And again, one more time. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet. Inhale, lift the crown of the head up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Back to feeling sensation at the inner thighs. You might also feel this in the hamstrings and the hips. And the more you lower down, the more you'll feel sensation at the back space. And give yourself another full round of breath to release the tension. And then inhale, rise up. Now from here, we are going to change the station of our body from seated to kneeling. So if you're wearing a layer, if your clothes are dangly, you might want to go ahead and release that layer. Just if you think your clothes are going to be on the way, you also might be a little more warmed up now. So to get into that kneeling position, I'm just going to bring my knees in, take the feet out to one side, and now I'll come on to hands and knees. Now, as I come into this neutral tabletop position, I'll look at my hands, spread my fingers wide, keep the arms straight. Inhale, let the belly lower towards the mat, little back bend. Exhale, lift the back. Imagine you're trying to tap the ceiling with your upper back. Inhale, belly lowers. Exhale, lift the back. Continue to move with your breath. And find a neutral tabletop position. Rotate the right fingers to the right edge of the mat. Left fingers to the left edge of the mat. Now rotate the right fingers towards the right knee. Left fingers towards the left knee. Keeping the palms planted, curl your toes, press the hips back. Now as you press the hips back, keep the palms planted. Feel a nice stretch at the wrist going up the forearms. The more you press the hips back, the more you're going to feel this stretch. And gently back out. Uncurl the toes. Send the left fingers towards the left side of the mat. Rotate the right fingers. Rotate the left fingers forward and then the right. Now from here, you can lift the right hand, shake the wrist out. Lift the left hand, shake the wrist out. Anytime we're in a tabletop position, you are welcome to take blocks to the mat instead of your wrist if you have wrist issues. So in this option, your wrists are not compromising themselves, okay? So that's just an option that you can have if you'd like. Otherwise, staying here, starting to get some mobility for the hips. As you inhale, lift your right hip up and out to the right. Exhale, bring the right knee down without touching the mat. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, lower. We've got one more on this side. Inhale, lift as high as you can. Fire hydrant. Exhale, bring the knee down. Now, press the heel back. Take a big circle, and then two more in this direction. Now, reverse it. 3 circles, opposite direction. Right knee comes down. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Next side. Inhale, lift the left knee up and out to the left. Exhale, lower the knee towards the mat. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lift the knee as high as you can. Exhale, lower it. Press the heel back. Draw 3 big circles in this direction. And then reverse the direction, 3 circles. Left knee meets the mat. From here, bring your knees together, bring your feet together, getting deeper into the hips, looking to your knees. Practice lifting your right knee. See if you can cross it over the left. Walk the hands forward. Now see if you can cross that left knee over your right. We're going to continue to walk the hands forward. Continue to cross the knees one at a time. Now go at your own pace. Go slower if this is the first time you're trying this movement. Notice how this feels for your hips. Now we're getting internal rotation. Once you get to the top of the mat, you're going to reverse it, go backwards, just shocking our hips a little bit, moving them in a way that we usually don't. Taking your time to figure out the movement. All the way to the back of the mat. Once you get to the back of the mat, bring it forward. Coming back to the middle of the mat where we started. We'll meet with the left knee crossed over the right. Now, with the left knee crossed over the right, look back, open your feet wide. Let's start to sit back. Now, you might take a block with you because you might find it more comfortable to sit on a block rather than bringing your seat all the way down. This is going to depend on how tight your hips are. So remember, the block is going to give you a little more lift. That might be a little more comfortable. If your hips are really tight, you're going to want the block option. If your hips are more open, then you might be able to bring your seat all the way down. But you want to check and make sure the feet are out to the side. You don't want to sit on your feet. So coming into this posture, our shoelace, we can sit with the body upright if we're already feeling a stretch in the hips. Or if we want more intensity, we can start to lean forward. So I recommend taking your fingertips down to the mat. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, start to walk the fingers forward. So ideally, you've got your left knee stacked above your right. Now, if you're moving forward and this feels like too deep of a stretch for your hip, then you can back out of it a little bit. So find your edge, find that sweet spot, place of a deep stretch, but not so much that you feel pain or major discomfort. Let's take another full round of breath here. Inhale, rise up. Now, before we do this on the other side, let's just lift that left knee. Take the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. So now the left knee is lifted, pointed up to the sky. The left hand comes behind the left hip. Find your kickstand. Press the palm to the mat. Inhale, reach the right finger straight up to the ceiling. Now, as you exhale, take your right elbow to your left thigh. Twist a little deeper. Look past that left shoulder. You might be able to drop your right hand down to your right heel, making a connection. And just feel into this spinal twist. You might also feel a really nice stretch of your right shoulder. And gently unwind. Bring your torso to center and then take a little counter stretch. So fingertips come over to the right and just fold about halfway. Inhale, rise up. Back to center. Now, stack that left knee on top of the right. And then from here, you're going to reach your hands forward. You're going to use your energy to lift up back into this kneeling position. Now, from here, we're going to take the left knee behind the right. Send the feet out to the sides. Grabbing your block or not, walk the hands towards the legs, come onto your seat. As you do this, make sure you're not sitting on your feet. Shimmy from side to side. Make sure that you feel the glutes grounded. And then just see how this feels. So in my body, I'm feeling a little tighter on this side. I probably won't fold as much, or maybe I'll stay here. It's very common for us to have one side tighter than the other. So don't worry about that. The more we practice, the more we'll be able to even that out. All you need to do right now is just get to that point where you feel a deep stretch, but not pain. So find your sweet spot. That might be neutral spine, crown of the head reaching up, or it might be walking the fingers forward, hinging at the hips, leaning forward. Listen to your body. If you do feel like you're at a place where you can go deeper, then on the exhale breath, you'll just fold a little deeper. And then on your next inhale, rise up. Now we're going to lift that right knee. Take the right foot outside of the left thigh. So the sole of the foot is grounded. Right hand comes behind the right hip. Find your kickstand. As you inhale, reach the left fingers straight up, and then exhale, twist to the right. Take your left elbow to hook to the outside of the right thigh. Now, look past your right shoulder. Maybe the left hand drops down to the left heel. Spinal twist, shoulder stretch. Prepare to gently unwind. First, find center, and then take your torso to the left. Bring the fingertips down. Just lean over about halfway. Rise back up to center. Stack the right knee back on top of the left. Use your energy. Reach your hands forward. Come back into the kneeling position. Unwind the legs. Bring the knees back under the hips. From here, curl the toes. You might take the hands forward a little more. Now, lift your hips way up high. Press the heels back. Find your downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, think about sending your chest towards your thighs. Maybe you bend one knee as the opposite leg straightens. And then from here, start to walk your feet towards the top of the mat. So we're making our way into a forward fold. As the feet find the top of the mat, on an inhale breath, rise up halfway. Take your hands to your shins. And then as you exhale, fold. Let the arms dangle. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, you can bend your knees. If your hamstrings are more open, you can keep the legs straight. Arms can dangle, or your hands can find opposite elbows, framing the head with the arms. And then here we might bend one knee at a time as the opposite leg straightens. So if you're taking this option, you'll feel a deep stretch going up the straight leg into the hip. This feels really good. Take one more on each side. Even it out. And progressively opening the hips more and more. So as we do that, let the arms dangle. Release the elbows. Now bring your feet together. Inhale, take a half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, take the right ankle behind the left and fold. Now stay here for a few rounds of breath. Practice keeping the legs straight. Inhale, half lift. Right foot comes back over beside the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left ankle crosses behind the right and fold. Hold and breathe here. You might even close your eyes and just bring awareness to the sensation you're feeling in the legs going up into the hip. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, take the left foot back over beside the right and fold. Inhale's going to be a half lift. Now, take a deep bend in the left knee. Keep the right leg straight. And walk both of your hands to the pinky side of the left foot. Left knee is bent. Right leg is straight. Now, if your fingertips or your palms don't meet the mat, you can take a block underneath your hands and notice that the block's got 3 different heights. So you can modify however you need to. You might not need the block, but the block is your friend if you can't reach the ground. With that deep bend in the left knee, feel a really great stretch going up into that right hip. Now bend the right knee. Both knees are bent. Bring your hands in front of your feet. Pause here. Find your balance and stability. Keep the right knee bent. Press the left foot to the mat. Straighten the left leg. Now take the hands to the pinky side of the right foot. Deep bend in the right knee. Left leg is straight. Remember, if your fingertips or your palms don't meet the mat, you can take a block underneath to get a little more height. Otherwise, fingertips are touching down. Relax the head, relax the neck. Just hold and breathe. Release tension from the left leg and hip. You might even feel this going into the low back, depending on your body. And now bend the left knee. Bring all 10 fingers in front of all 10 toes. As you inhale, take a half lift. And as you exhale, fold. In your fold, you can separate the feet back to hip distance. You can bend the knees if the hamstrings are tight. Well, just taking another round of breath, letting the spine decompress. And then softening the knees, slowly rising up to a standing position. Slow, slow, slow. Head comes up last. There's no rush. Making our way to mountain pose, Tadasana. And as we come into this standing foundation, just take a minute to notice how it feels to have your feet grounded down. So you might even lift your toes and spread them wide, just like you did earlier with your fingers. Just really using that space underneath the feet. Arms are by your sides. As you inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. And as you exhale, take the shoulders back and down. And let's take a couple more. And the next time the shoulders come up, back, and down, just set them away from the ears. Really relaxing the shoulders down. Bring the feet back together if you separated them. So big toes meet, little space at the heels. On your next inhale, arms rise up, fingertips towards the sky. Palms meet, fingers can interlace. Now, the ears are between the biceps. Inhale, reach the fingers up, and as you exhale, take both arms over to the left. And as you take both arms over to the left, see if you can send your hips to the right. Deep side body stretch. Inhale, lift the fingers straight up. Exhale, take both arms over to the right, hips are to the left. Hold and breathe. Feel into the left side of the body. Inhale, reach the fingers up. That felt so good. Let's do it one more time on each side. Exhale, take the arms over to the left. Send the hips to the right, but keep your balance. Inhale, lift the fingers up. Exhale, take the arms to the right. Send the hips to the left. Find stability. Inhale, arms rise up. Now exhale, lower the hands down. Take your palms to your glutes as if you're going to put your hands in your jeans pockets. Once you have your hands at your glutes, think about bringing your elbows towards each other. Now, just press the hips forward, open the heart, gaze up. If you feel compression in your low back, think about your heart reaching up to the sky. and then gently come back to standing. Release the hands, shake out the arms and the shoulders. Check to make sure feet are hip distance. Now, as you inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Connect your hands down to the mat. You might need to bend the knees to make that connection. Then take the right toes way back. Bring the right knee down. As you bring the right knee down, lift the arms up, gaze forward, press the hips forward. Now, exhale, take the hands down. From here, slide that left foot back. Bring the left knee in line with the right. Bend your elbows, lower chest and chin to the mat. Come onto your belly, feel the thighs connect. And then on an inhale breath, lift your chest, gaze forward, press the tops of the feet to the mat. From here, lift the hips, straighten the arms, curl the toes back to downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment here in this first round, maybe shaking the hips from side to side, just rocking from left to right, right to left. And we're going to continue to move. Inhale, lift and lengthen that right leg, toes to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, step it through. So you want to bring that right foot to the inside of the right thumb. Now the left knee comes down, and as you inhale, the arms rise up, press the hips forward. Feel a nice opening at the left psoas. And as you exhale, take the hands down, step the left foot to meet the right, and go straight into a forward fold. Inhale, arms rise up, gathering energy. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Now, this time, you're going to take the left toes way back, left knee down, and then the arms rise up. Press those hips forward. And as you exhale, take the hands down, slide that right foot back. Let the right knee come in line with the left. From here, moving through our flow, we're bending the elbows, we're lowering chest and chin. And then we come onto the belly, the tops, the fronts of the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest, gaze forward. Exhale, extend the arms, lift the hips. Find your downward facing dog. Set it up, find your alignment. Enjoy a breath or two here. And then inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg, toes to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under the body, step it through. Now, lower the right knee down. Lift the arms up, press the hips forward. Exhale, take the hands down. Right foot meets the left, go straight into a fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Let the palms meet. Bring the thumbs down the midline. Now, set the thumbs at the heart center. As you bring your thumbs to the heart center, inhale, feel the heart energy. Chest is pressing to the thumbs. Exhale, feel the torso soften. Simply take a moment to close your eyes, to feel the energy you've created with your movement. Know that we're going to do that again. We're going to continue that movement. This time, the pace will be a little quicker, but you are welcome to go at a slower pace if you want and need to. On your next exhale, open the arms, bring them by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Connect the fingertips. Step the right toes back, right knee down. Lift the arms up, press the hips forward. Exhale, take the hands down. Left knee meets the right, elbows bend, lower chest and chin. Come onto the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, gaze forward. Exhale is our downward facing dog. We'll continue to move with the breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen that right leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Now the left knee comes down, the arms rise up, press those hips forward. Exhale, take the hands down, left foot meets the right, straight into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Connect those fingertips. Now the left toes come back, left knee comes down, arms rise up. Hands meet the mat, right knee meets the left. The elbows bend, lower chest and chin, come onto the belly, lift the chest, gaze forward. Exhale, find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Right knee comes down. Inhale, reach the arms up, press the hips forward. Exhale, hands come down. Right foot meets the left, come into your fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gather all the energy that you need. Let the palms meet, bring the thumbs down the midline. Connect the thumbs to the heart center, pause here. Close your eyes, bring your gaze inward. And with your gaze inward, simply focus on your breath. Feel this energy moving internally. Know that with your physical practice, you can shift emotion, stagnant energy within the body. Feel this flow happening within you at the heart center. You might even take a moment to come back to your intention if you chose one for your practice. On your next exhale, separate the hands, open the arms by your sides. Flutter the eyes open. We'll take one more round. Movement following the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Connect the fingers, take the right toes back, right knee down, arms rise up. Notice how good it feels to press the hips forward. Take the hands down, left knee meets the right. Elbows bend, lower chest and chin. Connect the thighs and the belly. Lift the chest, gaze forward. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen that right leg. Exhale, bend the knee, step it through. Left knee comes down, arms rise up. Really opening the hips, releasing the low back. Left foot meets the right, straight into a fold. Notice the hamstrings getting a little more open. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Now those left toes are going to come back, left knee down. Arms rise up, hips press forward, hands come down. Right knee meets the left. Move through your flow. Take it to down dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Arms rise up. Hands come down. Right foot meets the left, straight into your fold. Hamstrings more open, hips more open. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, bring the thumbs down the midline. Back to a reflective pause. Closing the eyes, bringing the gaze inward. Feeling the energy you've created at your heart center with your breath, your pranayama, your life force energy. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Enjoy the sensation that you feel moving within you. Notice how alive you feel. Notice how much you're able to shift with your physical practice, this time that you've given yourself, this gift of self-care. On your next exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Bend the knees, connect the hands. Step the right foot back, come onto the right shin. Step the left foot back, come onto the left shin. So now we're grounding down from standing back down to the mat. Send the feet out to one side so that you can come onto your back. Now, as you come onto your back, know that we're going to come into a happy baby. So keeping the tailbone grounded, we'll lift the feet, bend the knees, open the knees wide. Your hands might come to the back of the knees. They might come to your ankles, or you might hook your peace fingers onto your big toes. So your peace fingers are your index and middle finger. Some people like to take their hands outside of the pinky edge of the feet. You decide. And in your happy baby, you can rock from side to side, having a nice massage in your back space. Or you can stay in stillness without rocking from side to side. To go deeper, you can straighten one leg as the opposite knee stays bent. I find that's a really nice stretch for the foot. And then maybe try that on the other side. You might even be inspired to open both legs at the same time. And then bring the legs in and gently guide the feet down to the mat. You've got the option to bring the soles of the feet together like we did in our seated option at the beginning of our practice. If you want to continue work on hip opening, I recommend positioning blocks underneath your thighs. And if you don't have blocks, you can make fists with your hands and position the fist under the thighs. Or you can extend the legs coming into Shavasana. Just setting yourself up in a comfortable way. Staying in your grounded position. Let your eyes close. And as your eyes close and you bring the gaze inward, take a deep inhale through your nostrils. As you exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Big sigh of relief. Shavasana is our time of relaxation. And it's going to be up to you as to how much time you'd like to be in your peaceful pose, practicing presence with yourself. For our class sequence today, I recommend 8 to 10 minutes in Shavasana. Know that very soon the sound of my voice is going to go away as we're preparing to close our practice today. But you can stay in your relaxation pose for as long as you'd like. Now, as we close our practice, I just want to remind you of our Buddha wisdom that we talked about briefly at the start of our class. And the card that I picked today says, "Give thanks for what has been given to you, however little." And really think about that as you settle into relaxation. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we want and what we're trying to achieve that we lose sight of what we already have. And some of these things are little. So be grateful for the little things, whatever that is to you. Gratitude for your practice, for this space, for this time, for yourself, for showing up. It's my deepest honor to guide you through this beautiful practice. The light in me honors the light within you. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.